Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. We are super excited. Happy New Year, everyone. And welcome to Everything Real Estate. I'm super happy because I'm so honored that I had the chance to share this platform that I'm going to tell you in very quick minutes how did everything start. Angela and I, we met in a car. It was maybe like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And we were chatting about crazy, cool ideas about the real estate. We were in Palm Desert. And then we became with this idea to bring to all of you guys that you know about her market, about my market, and about eventually we will have some guests. They're going to talk about their market too and many crazy fun things that what brings us to do real estate, why we love real estate, why we think that real estate is a good option for all of you, and also that you get to know more about the agency because we work for the agency. I'm located in Puerto Vallarta, and it's a fun city too. I want to get to know my co-host in this podcast, Angela. How are you today, Angela?
I am wonderful. So excited for 2023. And I hope everybody's as excited and looking forward to a very prosperous and healthy year.
Exactly. And I love what you have on the back. I love that you are
Yes.
buying Beverly Hills.
I'm actually physically in Toronto right now, and I've got two, we call them toques, which are the winter hats that are bordering the TV. And then I've got a nice agency cap. And I've got, of course, Buying Beverly Hills in the background.
I promise the next one I will have my hat from the agency or my T-shirt, something just that we are in the same look technically.
Yes.
Exactly. So let's start with this, Angela. I want that you tell our audience who you are. Tell us.
Okay, so I'm Angela Crenti, and thank you for taking the time to listening to Pancho and I. We really we formed an instant bond the minute we met. So who am I? I was born and raised in Toronto, Ontario, which is in Canada, and I moved down to the United States back in 1994. And I currently live in Hollywood Beach, Florida, and I manage the sales for myself. I'm an independent contractor working for the agency in South Florida. Absolutely love both areas, Toronto and South Florida. I've been in South Florida working as a realtor for 20 years. And I just got my real estate license in Toronto. It's going to be 1 year, actually. I believe 1 year I finished it back in December. And it was such a great learning experiences. And, there's similarities in the way we do business. And then there's a lot of, very big cultural differences. But both markets are exciting. The one thing that's constant, though, is the agency. So my colleagues up here in Canada, they're in Puerto Vallarta, Palm Desert, everywhere around the world, South Florida. We are all of the same like-mindedness, working together, collaboration, just an amazing group of people. And I am so happy that you and I are doing this together. I'm honored that you and I came up with this and said, let's do it. And here we are. Woo!
And here we are finally. Yeah. So I'm pretty excited that we start this podcast, and we will invite everyone to come and join us and take a look. I promise, we are gonna take around 20 minutes of your time, but they're gonna be the most fun 20 minutes of your day.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot to introduce my little assistant here. Hold on. This is Francesco.
Francesco. For the ones that they are not seeing this on YouTube, Francesco is a beautiful dog. But tell us about Francesco.
So he's actually a service animal for me, and he is a golden doodle, 35 pounds. He travels everywhere with me. He comes to my showings with me. He is just a very special little boy, and the best thing that I've ever done. And I think you have somebody special in your life, right?
Well, I have two people. Well, two little things that are three actually, three. Well, let me tell you a little bit more about me. You know me a little bit, Angela, but I want that everyone knows. Well, I'm from the north of Mexico. I came to Vallarta almost 15 years now. It's going to be 16 years in 2023, November 2023. And then I moved here for work, nothing related in real estate. It was more in the hospitality industry. I came to work in a restaurant. Then, um, then things start to move towards the real estate thing. I start to do concierge services for a vacation rental company, and then I jump to do my first sale in that company, and then I moved to another company, and then well, now 6 years. I joined the agency, which is one of the coolest things that I ever done in my life. It was the sense. Many people, they will say for their offices maybe like, oh yes, we are family, we work together, blah blah, but honestly, you and I, and I'm sure for the other 65 offices that we had the opportunity to meet last November, we had that experience to learn from each other, to inspire each other for what we do in our different markets, and also that we work in collaboration in our offices itself, and also in the offices that it depends where we have a location. And yes, I have three pets. One of them is a pet pig. His name is Paco Adobo. He lives in a farm. He's not a tiny pig anymore. He's like a super big pig. So he lives in a farm. He has a girlfriend that her name is Peppa, and he lives with other animals too. And I have two dogs. One of them is Champ, and the other is Cleo. They are mutt dogs. Some of them, some people, they think that Champ is between like a Labrador, Terrier, and others, and a poodle too. And yes, and then sorry, it was a friend of mine that was saying hi to me. And then Cleo, I think, is like a mix of Southwest dog. She has short legs, long body, and like a terrier. It's just a mix of everything. So those are the three special people that I have closer to me, and and I really love them. So you can tell that we are pet lovers, but also before that we go to the next topic, Angela, I want that you tell us about your little friend that you have that speaks different languages.
So that is my African gray bird. His name is Lilo, and he's currently with a friend of mine down in South Florida. It's difficult to travel with a bird because of he is actually a protected species. He is 20 years old. I've had him since he was 3 months old, and he is amazing. So he speaks a little bit of Italian. He will say, "What's your name?" in Italian, "Come ti chiami?" And he'll say, "Lilo Cor." And he loves to pronounce those R's. He was recently a girlfriend of mine pet sitted for me, and she taught him how to speak Spanish a little bit. So he'll say, "Oye." And he's just funny. He speaks English, of course, and he loves to sing. He has become very attached to Frankie, my dog, who it's really funny. He'll say, "Hey," he doesn't say his name yet. I don't know why he hasn't been able to catch on to his name, but he'll say, "Do you want to go pee pee poo poo? Do you want to go pee pee poo poo outside?" And it's an amazing thing, because here's this little bird with this little brain, but the intelligence of an African gray is unbelievable. So yeah, I'm very blessed with two really incredible animals.
That's fantastic. So, Angela, tell us about the challenges of you doing a relocation. What was the biggest challenge that you had doing all this process from Canada to the States, or from Toronto to Florida?
Oh, that's a really good question. The biggest challenge, reality-wise, was leaving my family. It was the first time I had, left home. I lived at home till I was, married, moved to the United States. So not having the support system that I have here, without really realizing how difficult that challenge would be. I really did not know it was going to be that hard. and then establishing yourself. So although Canada and the United States border each other, we're very different, countries. I had to literally establish myself as a person with my social security, establishing credit. I was nobody, in when I got to Florida. So all of those things, getting credit cards and the process of just getting established. I went in on a visa. I was working for a large telecommunications company at the time, and I was very, very lucky that they sponsored me into the States. And it was challenging, but what's funny is now that I'm spending more time, that I'm licensed here in Toronto, coming back and forth, I'm having to do the same thing over again because I've been gone for 29 years. So it's starting all over again here, establishing my credit, establishing all those things. But all of it's worth it because at the end of the day, you're establishing who you are. And it's really the credit was the biggest one, establishing your credit. And I think it's setting up your network of people and your network of circle that can help you through things and that are there for you. I think that those are the two biggest challenges.
That's pretty good. It's good to know, and I'm sure that people that they are watching or podcasts on YouTube and the ones that are hearing this on Spotify and Apple too, they will feel very identified with you about those challenges that they will facing or that they face already. And please send us a message through our social media about what do you think. I mean, did you have the same challenge that Angela had it to? Or what were your challenges before, or what if you have a fear? And please share those thoughts with us. We are and in the end of this podcast, we are gonna share our social media. So please feel free to interact with us. We're gonna be very happy to hear that. And yeah, everyone has challenge about that. So yeah, we will be very happy to hear that.
Yes.
Exactly. So I hear that you have a question for me.
I do. How does it? So you actually relocated yourself from where did you say you were from originally?
North of Mexico, Monterrey.
Oh, Monterrey. I've been actually to Monterrey. So did you find a very big difference from going from Monterrey to Puerto Vallarta? Even though it's the same country, I'm sure there are differences between the two cities.
Yeah, well, one of them is the second biggest city in Mexico, which is Nuevo León. It's the state. It's very industrial and has it's a lot of money that is being produced over there, which is what happens, and it's the one that collects more taxes to give to the federation. And moving here to this beach town that is more relaxed, more like this, it was a big challenge for me. Things that that I used to have in Monterrey, I didn't have them here. Now I can ship everything if I want. It is one store that I really like, that is HEB, that people from Texas, they will know about what I'm talking about, that it's located in Monterrey too. But here, they don't have HEB, so they have a very good flour tortillas, and I was craving those flour tortillas. So things like that. People, they are very warm here in Vallarta, the same as in Nuevo León too, which is the state. They are very cooperative to help people from one to the other, and yeah. So it's I think the biggest challenge for me was to get acclimated to the weather, to be in a small town too. And one of the things that I really love about Vallarta is that everyone is the same. It doesn't matter if you are a CEO for a company, if you own many houses, or if you own some pangas, which are those little boats, or if you catch fish. We are the same here. Doesn't matter if you are straight, if you are gay, if you are lesbian, if you are trans. We don't care. Here we are one community. It doesn't matter if you live in Punta Mita, which is where Bill Gates has his house, where the Kardashian goes over there, or if you live in Quimixto, which is like in the middle of the jungle and it's very basic. We are the same. And that's what I love about Vallarta. And Vallarta led me to create my future too, And as I said, I've been living here for 15, 16 years. So that's what I love about Vallarta. Every time that I go to my hometown, I feel a little bit disconnected because it's still a big city. I enjoy it, but I always enjoyed and love to that I made the decision to live here. I had the opportunity to meet great people too, to develop those relationships too, and meet clients too that I became friends, and also to be able to show, for example, people from the States or Canada that they are hearing this podcast and they're watching us on YouTube to show them about my city too, and I'm sure you're gonna do the same thing eventually to show them about the cool things that we have to offer in our location. So I think that's pretty. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I want to touch on a point you just made as well. Being in Florida, my biggest clientele are always, they're mostly Canadians that I sell to and that I work with. So it's a really beautiful full circle for me to be able to be here in Toronto, work in Toronto, and work with clients that I have here that are also buying in Florida. And it's a beautiful thing because you're right, our clients do become friends. And one of the things that I always like to say to people about real estate, this is really a generational business. So I sell to the parents, and then eventually, like right now, I'm working with the children of parents that I sold to 12 years ago, and that's a really beautiful thing too. That the parents trusted me, the children saw how I treated the parents, and they trust me. So it's a really, really, and I'm sure you have the same thing there, because it really is about relationships. It's not just buying houses. Our jobs are very complex. We deal with very personal issues, and it's just an incredible thing what we do. It's not just a transaction. It's really about relationships.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Well, before we leave, I want that you share with everyone your social media, how they can find you on social media.
Perfect. So on Instagram, I'm Correnti @Correnti Realtor, and my name, I think you can see it right on the screen. If you're listening, it is Correnti is CORRENTE. And I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook, Angela Correnti, and I'm also on TikTok on Correnti Realtor.
That's fantastic. Well, and you can find me, guys, on Instagram as Poncho.theagencypb. The same on Facebook, like Poncho at the agency PB too. On TikTok too, I am as Poncho.theagencypb. So you will see all of these on the screen too. And if you are hearing this, well, now you know. In the description of this podcast, you will have our social media, and we want to hear from all of you. Please send us your feedback. Please send us your comments. Please send us what you want us that we talk.
Yes.
And if you have a guest that you want us that we have, we're more than happy, because we are very, I think we like to talk a lot. You don't think, Angela?
I think just a little bit. I believe in that car ride, we were 4 people, and the 2 loudest mouths were always us.
Oh my God, I know. I think it was
amazing.
That's
it was
amazing.
An amazing moment.
We're gonna share that story in the next couple of podcasts, how we met, and we have a very fun story to share with all of you. So stay tuned, because it's gonna be fantastic. Well, Angela, thank you so much, and thank you everyone for being in our podcast, Everything Real Estate. Stay tuned, because in another week or so, you will have more news about those. Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Bye.